Philosopher here, and today I'm going to do the unlock gameplay level up of Phyla-Vell. If you checked out the last video, you got to see me sort of unlock the character, and I pulled 6 red stars. So if you want to see that, check out the video. It was a short one this time, not one of my marathon 200 plus orb pulls. Got lucky today. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take up this character as far as we possibly can in one day. So we will rank her up. I got the initial offers, and the best we could do here looks like 3 red stars, although obviously we have those unfilled reds. She's an event character, and so she should be pretty accessible for people. You know, once, just like I suggested with Kestrel, just refresh that event energy 50 and 100 core refreshes. She is going to be an amazing character. She's the big damager on the team. So that's important. All right, let's just put the ISO on her right now and get her going. I'm going to have her as a striker at first, I think, just to see how she does as a striker, because she is supposedly a huge damager. Obviously, you know, this is all going to be subject to a lot of change because I got to tell you, I'm not so sure about having her as a striker in the long haul, because there just seem to be too many striker types on the team. You've got too much high damage going out. I know Gamora, the devs suggested as a striker. They also suggested Phyla-Vell and Adam Warlock. I do think that, you know, for example, you're going to need to have some skirmisher. That may end up being Nebula. All right, so we've got her to level 5 green ISO. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to train her up as high as I can. Let's see if I can get her to 80. I can. All right, we'll just take her right up to 80. All right, and then we're going to just start equipping all. This is what happens when you have a lot of gear here that is stored up. I've been waiting for this. In fact, I still have a lot of my DD4 bio gear full pieces as well. So we're just going to keep gearing her. And then I'm going to talk about our T4s, and we're going to do the ones that I think are important. So we'll take a look at that shortly. And what I would say about this character is, you know, if you're going to wail out on one character, I don't know whether this is the right one on this team, because, you know, she is an event character. So I feel like if you're better off just spending the cores to refresh the event energy, since she's going to be the event character. That would be my initial impression here. One thing I will say, though, is that, you know, she is going to be a really awesome damager. And, you know, if you're going to unlock Adam Warlock, you're going to want to get this entire team as big as possible. I mean, this looks to be sort of Black Order 2.0, that sort of thing. All right, so I'll just sort of throw that out there. All right, so now let's see. First of all, I'm going to upgrade the abilities here for a second. And we're going to then take a look at the T4s. And I'll give you my initial impressions. You know, one thing people ask me all the time is they'll ask me for T4 lists sort of off the bat. What I think of, you know, what's the top T4s for Heroes for Hire on day 1, right? Or on same thing with this team. And I really think that to do a good job of making recommendations for people, you have to play with the full team and have them at a high level. And obviously, I'm not there yet with this team. What I will say is that I can often give you what my initial thoughts are, what I plan to do, that sort of thing, and I'm happy to do that. But just take them for what they are, which is my initial impressions, not, you know, anything more than that. And I want to put that out there, because sometimes people make rash decisions. One thing with this game I would just say is, this game is a bad decision. It's a bad decision. It's a bad game to play if you're really a person who likes to make snap decisions. Because to be very blunt with you, you know, this is a game that's more about like the long haul and planning. And, you know, the people who do well at this game are the ones who like sit there agonizing over every decision, and they go on Discord and get everyone's advice. And they really try to, carefully plot out every move. Those are the players that tend to do better. So let's see here. All right, we're up to tier 14. And let's see, do we have enough of these? Oh, we need astral energy. Well, you know what I will do? I will cover this up for a second, and I will just get us the astral energy because I can, and I want to do a stream. I would never recommend doing this if you don't if you're not a streamer. Otherwise, I think this is a really silly way to go about getting G13 uniques. I do think this entire bottleneck is ridiculous in this game. It's a point I've made about 1,000 times to the devs. About as many times as I have made the point to them that having this ISO 5 requirement is ridiculous. And they don't really seem to care very much about my opinion on that. So it is what it is. Take it with a grain of salt. It shows you how much my opinion matters. But I think the G13 unique bottleneck is really the most asinine thing in the game because there's not this level of bottleneck about G15 uniques. It's only really, you can sit there and farm up and plan for the G15 uniques better than you often can for these G13 uniques, which you don't know in advance what the new character is going to require in terms of a G13 unique. So you unless you just buy all of them and have all of them up to, sitting around at 50, you basically are gated. And I guess, for most people, that's fine. If you're trying to stream like I am and give people a sense of what the character's like at a high gear level on day one and test them out in DD4 on day one, then it's not as good. So, all right. So here we go. I'm back. And there we go. All right. We have her at gear tier 15. We have her at ISO 5. This is as good as it gets. So now let's take a look at the T4. So here's my initial impression. Okay, that's really good. Offense down for 2 turns to the primary target versus 1 turn. That's very good because you're going to be doing your basic a lot. And that may affect the ISO attack as well. It usually does. Okay, this one, let's see. Attacks primary and adjacent targets. It's just okay. To me, it seems more of a nice to have category where it's just damage. Okay, this one seems really good. Applying offense up and defense up for 2 turns. Yeah, that seems really important to me. That seems really important versus 1 turn. I think that one looks like a necessary one. And this one you need. Increase drain by 25% for self or Infinity Watch allies. Yeah, that's really, really important. So, all right, we're going to T4 that one immediately. And because you also get plus 10% damage. That's an easy one, I think. And then I think as for these other ones, I think that one's an easy one to do. Offense up for 2 turns, defense up for 2 turns. I'm doing that one as well. And then let's see what we got here. Offense down. Let's just do that. All right. So this is about as high up as I can get this character. I'm not going to wail out for more shards, but this is a pretty substantial size. You could see now where I have the full Infinity Watch team here. We've got Phyla-Vell, Gamora, Nebula, and etc. I certainly will be getting them up in gear. I'm going to do that a little bit over time because I'm not in a position where I need to have the full team. So I guess the question is, what team do we want to test them with? I think let's start in Blitz. All right, we'll just see how they do. This is 8.3. We'll see how Infinity Watch does in Blitz. And then we'll go from there. And we could try them in other contexts, right? I could even try them a little bit in RTA. So let's get the symbiotes out of here. And we've got 3 Infinity Watch members. And we'll just see how they perform. I mean, now the question is, who should we add to it? Some people were saying that, they saw the Guardians do super well with these guys. I find that very hard to believe. But we could try that. So why don't we do this? let's actually put Gamora in the center. And then we'll put Phyla-Vell on the side. And we'll have Star-Lord feed Phyla-Vell because she should be a very big damager. All right, so let's do that. And let's see how they perform. Obviously, we'll take all this with a grain of salt. It's just for fun. All right, so we'll just have our fun here. Now, what I think we should do is we'll have Star-Lord feeding her energy on one side, and then I think we have Groot on the other side because Groot gives death proof to everyone, and that really buffs Infinity Watch. So let's just try it. Let's just have fun, okay? All right, so we're going to do a sim here. Because the Black Order, that's a little much, so let's try to find a new opponent. Okay, Asgardians, I think that's a more reasonable challenge. So let's see how this team does against the Asgardians. And see how they do. Now, Gamora and Nebula are just G12 6664. I'm not going to bring them up to G15 today. Frankly, I think that would throw off the percentages anyways. We have G11 6664 on Star-Lord. We have G12 6664 on Rocket. So realistically here, this is a team where Phyla-Vell is the most powerful, but she's not going to be so highly geared compared to the rest that it's silly. I think that's what we're looking for here as a test. But they'll be up against the Asgardians. Let's see how they do. So, all right. So you see the charges there. Now, Gamora's got 2 charges right now. All right. So I think we're going to want to do her ultimate on turn 1. She doesn't have. So here's the thing. Without 3 or more allies, she's not going to be able to chain to 3 adjacent targets here. Okay. And then with the T4, she would chain to 10 if she had 3 or more Infinity Watch allies. But I think we want Phyla-Vell and Gamora to get evade. So we'll go after Thor here, I guess. All right. And so she attacks. But we did get that evade, which I like. Okay, you saw, by the way, that the attack there on Thor. So now we've got Gamora, and let's see. All right, let's try to attack Thor, and Thor goes down. Wow. Okay, and she gets the speed bar, and now look at that. She's empowered. Oh wow. Okay, so we got some great clear death proof from all enemies. But attack all enemies. Let's just see this attack and let's see how good it is. I'm going to take this and put this into 1x speed. Okay. Wow. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at G12. Okay. Well, Loki does his thing. And Phyla-Vell just totally destroys Star-Lord. So much for the Guardians. Okay. Well, there we go. Now it's Phyla-Vell's turn. And what is she going to do? She's going to clear all negative effects from the team. That's clear 2 random negative effects from Groot. Bury yourself in allies for 10%. Adam Warlock's not an ally. All right, but she's going to attack primary and adjacent targets. So let's go here and let's see how she does. This is 1x. Okay. Yeah, she hits like a truck. Now, obviously, she's the highest geared character here, but that's pretty cool. All right. I don't know whether the Guardians actually added anything here. They just got Groot stands around. He's like the slowest character in the game. Oh, wait. What is Gamora going to do? Offense up for 2 turns. Attack for 500 damage. Okay, let's just see her just absolutely. Wow. Okay. Almost killed Sif. Interesting. All right. So now, and there we go. All right. She's applying 2 counter to the whole team. And that's the end of that. Okay. Now Gamora, she's going to bonus attack. Oh, wow. Look at those bleeds. Looking good. And Groot has his contribution of doing 1 basic. And there you go. They're victors. Very cool. Very, very cool. Neat to see the team in action. So, it's hard to tell how good the character is here. I think what we'll need to do is test out Phyla-Vell in the Doom raid. I think that will be a better spot for her. Now, one thing I will just say when we go to the Infinity Watch team here for a second, people have been asking me how these characters are standalone. And one thing I will just say to you is, if you're thinking about Doom raid viability, Moondragon seems to me, because she's skill, to have some real potential value there because, particularly if you want to bring her up for arena anyways, she's going to be clearing positive effects from all enemies, which is very nice. Then, on this one, and then she's on the, and then she heals all allies for 20%. That's nice. And then this one is also a heal and applying defense down. So I think that, she would have some nice synergy with Kestrel potentially and, would provide some healing support in the skill nodes. Regarding Phyla-Vell, I'm not so sure. Okay, I'm really not sure about how well she'd do, but let's take a look now. Let's go to the Doom raid and see how, see how we do. See how, first of all, this is a good chance you guys are going to get to see. This is the difficulty slider here. All right, with Doom 1, difficulty 1. We'll see if it's really easier as the devs claim. They claim it's so much easier, right? But it's really not, in my opinion. So let's check it out. Oh, well, my lane partner already did the BIOS. So, unfortunately I can't show you. We can, yeah. So wow. And look at that, the ISO tier 5. So I will just say this, this is, well, you know what? Let me do this bio node here. I think I can get away with doing this bio node here, even though, it's not technically, my lane. So let's do this bio node just for the sake of doing a video. And let's try to symbiotes with Phyla-Vell just for the lulz and so forth, okay? Let's see how she performs. So I'm going to drop Venom here, although I have a very powerful Venom. And we'll see how Phyla-Vell performs as the 5th. Just to see, since people want to know, we'll give it a try. So this is going to be hard. I will tell you what my guild mates have been saying, or my alliance mates have been saying, is that this has been harder for them. They've been struggling a little bit. And if I lose, that's okay, because it's not a big deal. We could heal up, okay? Thank goodness, unlike the Greek raids where you can't heal, which is just absolutely annoying. So we'll see, but I think the important thing, people want to know, how is Phyla-Vell going to do in a raid? Let's see. This is it. She's ISO 5, so she can be brought in there. Total BS requirement. I've already went blue in the face telling that to Scopal Next Boundless, whatever their name is today. All right, so here we go. We got Phyla-Vell. We got our symbiotes. Okay, so this is the node where what I do is I just focus on Greg over and over. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. That's the problem with streaming. You're pressing buttons on a keyboard instead of the way I usually do this on a mouse. Or not a mouse, I'm sorry, on a phone or an iPad. All right. Well, let's just do this anyway. All right. We got the offense down in Phyla-Vell. She doesn't seem super survivable. Wow. Oh, well. Okay, this is done. Things are going very well for Team Phyla-Vell here, but it's not her fault. It's just that this is a really hard version of the Doom raid. Jesus. Okay. Well, we got a little bit of healing and immunity. Okay, so what does this do? Clearing negative effects or whatever. Bury yourself. Okay, we like that. Let's just do that. And this is attack, primary and adjacent. Okay, well, we have to attack that taunt thing. All right. Now, obviously, look, my Phyla-Vell is only 3 stars. I'm going to call that basically a failure here. Now, this is obviously difficulty 1. I've got some work to do. So I'm going to quit out of this one. But I think it gives you a sense here. Phyla-Vell is not exactly a miracle worker at this red star level. And boy, difficulty 1 is hard. That's what I learned today. Ordinarily, by the way, I would just force quit out of this battle. But I'm making a video. I want you guys to be able to see Phyla-Vell in other game modes. I will throw her in arena so you could just see what she does there. I don't really think she's going to be great there, but we can lose and still be okay for our event. So let's give that a try here. Here we go. We'll attack this guy. He's already got blue ISO in some of his characters. So let's give it a shot. All right. So let's see. This is the team I usually use on attack. We could throw Phyla-Vell in there just for the lulz. And see how she does. I'm not holding my breath here about how a 3 red star character is going to do in arena, but you know we can have some fun. After all, this is a game, so let's see. And give this thing a try. See how we do. You know, I think Phyla-Vell and all of these characters are going to do much better in the full team. They really created this team with the passives to give all sorts of benefits to one another. So you really don't get the full benefit of the team unless you're using the full team. And obviously Phyla-Vell's only 3 stars right now for me. But, you know, you would think that she'd have a little bit more of an impact. All right, we'll see. So obviously I have no Zemo, and the other side's got some blue ISO. So I don't know. All right, there's the heal block. I guess having her cleanse is going to be helpful. Okay, she's already got 2 death proof. And, okay, my Shatter Star is erased. That's not good. Well, let's ability block Doom. That's good. That actually was a benefit. Thanks for doing that. All right. Uh-oh. All right, so does she cleanse here? Yep. All right, so that's good. Let's do the cleanse and the barrier. All right. All right, I actually didn't want Doom brought under 50%. That would have been a problem for me. All right, that was the best possible one for him to target. It's interesting that right now, what's it called? The other characters seem more problematic. It's sort of interesting, right? The other characters seem more problematic in terms of survivability than Phyla-Vell, who's 3 stars, right? This is how she's performing at 3 stars. Let's see. Okay. She's blind. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's not very good. Well, let's see how this goes. All right, so we'll do 1 attack here. I mean, to be fair, I don't think she was that much worse than the rest of my team, and I won anyway. Yeah, it goes to show you, arena defense isn't what it used to be. Well, guys, look, here's what I think about Phyla-Vell. I think it's too early for us to tell unless you get up. I'm not going to spend $1 jillion to core up stars on a character that I'm going to get for free in an event anyway. So let's, you know, what I would just say at this point is she looks basically what I expected. Her kit is very, very interesting. I do think that she's going to be T4 intensive, even more so potentially than these other 2 characters here. I think this is going to be a T4 intensive team. I think it's going to be a team that scales really well with gear as well. So, and I also don't know her ISO yet. I threw Striker on. This is what the devs recommended, but the question is who's going to be putting the vulnerables on this team, and maybe having Nebula as a skirmisher will be enough since she's assisting. I think there's going to be a lot of testing that's going to need to be done to see quite how this team needs to be set up. For now, I could say Phyla-Vell looks interesting, but in terms of total power level, I really have to rely on what the devs said, the information they gave, which of course we know can sometimes be wrong. All right, guys, if you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to this channel. Check out our Discord that's below. Let me know your thoughts there. Give me your comments there. And then check out our Twitch stream that's also linked below.